to my channel. It is Friday, it's past 5 p.m, so I finished my work week and it's still light outside, so that is exciting. The weather is teasing us with first spring signs and it's sunny, it's warmer, it's absolutely glorious. But I have a confession to make. I went on holiday last week, like I said in my last video, but I didn't film a thing. I had all of the intention to do that. I brought my tripod, I was ready to film, and I literally forgot. I forgot that I do these YouTube videos. I forgot who I was, to be honest. Yeah, Finn and I, we went to a national park. It is 4.5 hours away, but Finn is absolutely wonderful in the car, so we just went. We didn't join the civilization or the society down there at all. We literally just walked around woods, footpaths, different small sleepy villages. Basically, it was Finn's favorite holiday. We didn't go to one pub, we didn't go to one restaurant, we didn't go to one cafe. I just went to one shop when we arrived to pick up some essentials for the rest of the week, and that was it. That was the only time we actually interacted with people, or at least I did. And yeah, the change of scenery really helped my mental health. I almost realized how the surroundings, the actual direct place where I live, what I call home, really makes me who I am, for the good and for the bad. So changing the scenery really kind of shows you who you could be if you were in a different setting. And I'm realizing more and more how important nature is to me. I'm escaping to nature every single time I have some free time. I live in a town, so I always have to seek out nature. And it would be absolute dream, and I think I can speak on behalf of Finn, it would be our dream to live in countryside. Not necessarily secluded. I don't really need that level of countryside, but somewhere where nature is on our doorstep and where we can just step outside our front door and be in nature. We had amazing time, but it also meant that coming home was a bit bittersweet. I spoke about it in a different video, like entering the home and it being empty and completely silent is really obvious that the sadness is still here. If I have to give you one tip, and when you struggle with the house being empty after a loss, and you have to go away and then come back, I've started deep cleaning the house before I go, to the point of even cleaning the carpets, like using carpet cleaner and really deep cleaning the whole house, the bathroom, the kitchen, deep cleaning the carpets, change the bed sheets, really basically like a hotel level of clean, just so when you come back it doesn't smell and feel so abandoned and so quiet and so silent and so empty. It really helped to feel like the house smelled fresh rather than really abandoned for a week. So that's one thing. And the second thing, I came back to quite a full inbox at work. I had quite a lot of urgent tasks to do, and a lot of things to action, so I just threw myself into it and completely forgot who I am in my personal life. I spoke to one of you over email that we almost see our life in two different personalities. There is the me in my personal life personality, and this kind of professional Andrea that you would not know anything is wrong if you saw me at work. And the work kind of allows me to forget my personal Andrea for a couple of hours and focus and completely kind of lock in on a task and be professional, be completely different. So work really helped to come back to this empty house. But now I'm back to my normality. I have an urgent task to do, and that's basically getting a new phone. I don't know if you can see it, but it's completely smashed. On the way back from the holiday, I stopped at basically services, and I spent some time with Finn in the boot, giving him some company, kind of a midpoint of the journey back. And when I got up, I somehow knocked my phone and it literally landed, screen down on concrete and cracked so badly. Luckily, the phone is probably 5+ years old, so I was in, like, before Christmas time, I just kind of felt like I needed a new phone, but you know, it's never a priority, and I think this was kind of the universe's push to get a new phone, but now I have the horrible task of choosing a new one. And to me, they're all the same, but so different. I'm an Android girl. I have iPhone for work, but I don't like it. I prefer Android. So if you have any recommendations for good phone with a really good camera, hit me up. Part of me not liking getting, like, the whole kind of getting a new phone, etc. It's just making decisions. I think in my life now, I have to make decisions all the time, at work, in my personal life, and just people expect you to just be on top of it and have another decision up your sleeve. But I just miss having someone else to bounce my ideas off of and just getting them to kind of decide. I'm really good at narrowing down my choices. So if you give me, you know, let's use the example of the phones. Like, there are hundreds of thousands of different brands, models of Android. So I'm really good at, like, narrowing it down to the last 2 or 3. But then choosing the one and living with the decision of, like, like, not living with the regret of, like, oh, I should have maybe chosen the other one, is really hard. And my husband was really good at, like, pushing me into kind of like, what is your gut telling you? Or just, if it was something unimportant, like phone, like, in the grand scheme of things, it's not life-changing decision, right? So in those kind of circumstances, he just was like, yeah, I think this one would be the best for you. And I just went with it, and it was fine. It's just a phone. But obviously, bigger life decisions, he would kind of dig deep and just kind of pry that answer, the right choice, out of me. And I don't have that person anymore. And it's really, this example of the phone is driving it home. Like, I am kind of standing in front of a lot of life decisions that I need to make, and they're not urgent, they're not kind of around the corner, but they will be coming my way really, really soon, and I'll have to just make a decision, and they are life-changing. They're not banal, they're not like a phone that you will be changing in a couple of years. They are really they're really something that will affect my life. And I'm terrified. I'm really scared of making the wrong decision. I know there's not such a thing as people say there's not such a thing as a wrong decision. It's just moving you forward. Any decision moves you forward to the life you should have. But there are bad decisions. Let's be honest, there are bad decisions that can affect your life. And especially in my case and many of you cases where we've been through quite a lot of tragic moments, the last thing we want is a decision that will just bring a lot of negativity into our life, a lot of heartache, headaches, a lot of basically mental battles that we don't need on top of all of the things we've been through anymore. So I think that's it. That's basically what I'm trying to get to. But now I have probably an hour before I need to go with Finn. So I was thinking of making jam. I still have frozen fruit. I think it's strawberries and plums. They are still in the freezer from last summer, and I just need to get it out. Like, my freezer is bursting out of its seams. So it is Saturday now, and I'm going a little bit stir crazy in the house, so I've decided to come out and do some weeding. The garden needs it, I need it. We're starting to get some signs of spring as well, so ideal for everyone involved. This took me less than 20 minutes. I love getting my hands filthy and covered in soil. It's just such a natural feeling to be grounded, to do something for the future growth. Obviously, it's just the end of February, so the most of the garden is still sleeping. This was just a first clean up after winter, just to do some weeding, check the quality of the soil, and what plants need more attention, what plants are lost over winter, and mostly just kind of clean up, get rid of dead bits and weed and basically just get out there, even though it's a bit too early. Obviously, I have some tulips and narcissi coming up, and I'll wait for them to go before I plant my kind of spring summer annuals. But it's quite hard when you love being outside and look after the garden. Even though I'm not a great gardener, it's a very poor excuse for a garden. But it's quite hard to be so restricted. So I live in a small town. I have basically a postage stamp size garden. When we got the house, it was a decking. So I uncovered it. I planted the grass. I planted all of the plants that you see. It was literally just dead. And the previous owners just left one palm in a pot. on the decking, and that was it. So it's quite hard to even plant grass into this garden, because obviously it's the soil is not it's not healthy soil. It is just full of gravel. It's not a new build, but obviously it hasn't been used as a garden for ever. So it's full of gravel, it's not healthy, and no one really brings you a soil for such a small garden when there's no access. So yeah, and plus it is a full north facing garden, so I get zero sun into it basically until late spring. There's no sun in the garden, so most of the grass that is quite weak gets basically overgrown by moss and overtaken and basically suffocated, and it dies. There's areas of the garden that never get sun ever, even in the height of summer. So it's quite hard gardening when it's so shady, wet, damp, and quite new, not established. So you're trying to help, but it's not happening. And also it kind of ruins your efforts a little bit. You just gotta keep trying and trying, and nothing is sticking because you're working with really small garden, really unhealthy soil, and basically a shady, damp spot. And on top of it, I have this amazing dog that whenever I'm in the garden and I just don't pay any attention to him, he starts digging. I would love a large established garden. That would be a dream. I've never actually, the garden was the main thing I never liked about the house, and I will never like about the house, and it's pushing me more and more out of the house, like just being somewhere where there's more nature, more greenery, more quiet, more privacy. So yeah, it's making me more and more want to move, unfortunately.